Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. So today I drew the horse god from Breath of the Wild. I was talking to my buddy Zero in the comments of my last video, and he was talking about how like the fairies are kind of creepy and stuff. And I said, have you found the horse god yet? And he didn't think he had. And I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna draw it for you. And I gave him a hint, said that the horse god is located toward the bottom of the map, and that's the only hint I'm going to give. Her name is actually, I want to say it's like Malanya or something like that. And she's just gorgeous. She really is creepy. I mean, like the other fairies are creepy in their own right, like almost like borderline pervy. I don't know, but I love them anyways. They're kind of extra. But this one is creepy on a different level. But I think that's like the charm of all the characters, really. You know, they're so different in the whole game, you know, and some are more chill, some are more extra, and yeah, like, yeah, I love characters like that in video games. You know, they're kind of quirky and especially like witty ones. I've been playing a lot of Earthbound, and the wit is on in that game. Oh my gosh. So anyways, yeah, I drew Malanya, and I love her colors. I love her design overall, and hopefully I did her justice in this drawing. I feel like I did, honestly. Like, I'm in love with it. I think like the hardest part of the drawing wasn't actually the character itself, but those mountains in the background, well, they're not really mountains, they're like giant boulders. Getting the texture down for those was fairly difficult. I ended up using a couple of different brushes for texture, and the one I stuck with the most was the ginkgo brush, which looks kind of like a leaf. But after playing with many of the colors, just cycling between like this beigey gray and the purples and the pinks and just going back and forth, I was finally able to kind of get some textured rock shapes with the craters in it. Like, that was kind of difficult. But then I found that it took away from the main characters in the middle, so I did like a guess. I'm gonna totally botch the name. It's either Jesson or Gesson. I think it's Jesson. I don't know. So I did like this Jesson blur in the back, and I blurred it a little so it would make the characters in the foreground really pop out, you know. In hindsight, I probably should have like either darkened the background more, I think, maybe to help with the contrast. But I mean, overall, like, they do stand out, so there's that. Also, drawing Link from the back was kind of difficult. But since I was going for my watercolor painterly style with this drawing, I tried to stay very loose and just kind of get the general shape and vibe of Link. So he is recognizable. He's not like perfect by any means, but you can tell it's him, you know. Yeah, so there's that. It's been a whole day today, let me tell you. I got the December magazine done at work. So my coworker Chrissy, who I've been training, she did so good. We essentially split the magazine in half, and she did quite a few pages, and it was up to me to finish out the last couple pages. And I did miss the deadline. It was supposed to be dropped at like 3 o'clock, but I managed to get it dropped and all approved by 4:50, 10 minutes before it was time to leave. And I was like, I'm getting it done. We're not pushing it back another day. It's happening. I don't care. Finally got it done though. And let me tell you something, like, it's just so frustrating, like, working with people who, like, they're always whining and complaining. Like, freaking editorial came over to me today to talk about the next magazine, and so I bopped over and I was like, what's up? And they were like reading off the stories, and I was like, yeah, those are the correct stories. And they were like, that's the problem. And I was like, what's the problem? They were like told by our previous editor, who was only with us for like 3 weeks, by the way. The guy was weird, and I'll get into that in a minute. Look, I'm about to spill all my work tea today. I know y'all didn't ask for it, but I just feel like talking about it. I guess it's like, there's a couple of different things, I guess, that are making me feel like funky lately, and work drama has definitely been making me feel funky lately. Like, sometimes you just gotta talk, you just gotta get it off your chest, even if it's to a bunch of strangers on the internet, But anyway, so the old editor got confused, I guess, or something, and gave them all the stories for the February magazine. And so they had started writing stories for that. And they were sent the email from our publisher about the correct stories for January, and they all started freaking out. And I was like, well, I don't see what the problem is. I was like, one, you guys got a head start on February, so that's good, Don't delete your work, just set it aside and pick up where you left off when the time comes. And I said, secondly, at least we found out early on what the correct stories are. We still got 3 weeks to write this stuff, so everything's good. There's only 4 stories, and there's 4 of them, and they're all split up, so each person gets 1 story to write, so it's not that big a deal. But they're all whining, a bunch of grown adults whining, and they're confused about what the topics of the stories are. Like, one of the topics was New Year's resolutions, and they were like, what do we even write about? And I was like, New Year's resolutions. They said, well, who do we talk to? And I was like, well, we can do a Facebook call, make a post and let the people come to us. And people love talking about themselves and their plans and goals and dreams and what have you. So let them get out in the comments and share their New Year's resolutions. And if any of them sound good, then y'all reach out to them for an interview. We'll do a story that way. I mean, we're a local community newspaper / magazine, so it makes sense to write stories about the community, right? And they didn't like that they had to do all that. And I was like, look. I said, I'll make the Facebook post, okay? I'll do that part. But someone's got to write the story, Like, y'all got to get it together. And then, oh, girl pops up, one of them. Well, I hate the magazine, she says, and we are not magazine writers. And then the other one popped up. She's right. We're journalists. We're not creative writers. And I'm over here like, listen, okay? Like, this isn't even my department. I am in graphic design, okay? And sometimes we have to do things we don't want to do. That's part of being an adult. So you just gotta do what you have to do to get the work done. Like yesterday, I knew that magazine had to be finished today, and I worked a 12-hour shift to get the magazine, to a point where when we came in today, we could at least finish it. Even if we were 2 hours past deadline, at least it's finished, Dang, and it's not like I'm over here complaining about it. I love my job. I'll do whatever I have to do to get my job done, But listening to everyone else whine and moan, and they're writers, man, just write. Like, creative writing is fun. Just go do it. I don't know. So anyway, a publisher walks in the middle of all of it as I'm explaining to them that they need to grow up. And he's like, what's going on? So everyone starts telling him what's going on. Of course, he's kind of like under the same boat I am, where it's like, yeah, you guys kind of just need to get the job done, So anyway, I looked at him and I said, listen, if they don't want to do it, I said, what we need to do is get some freelance writers, okay? We need to put a post for our freelance writers to like come in and we can get these stories figured out, So hopefully, and I made an ad for that as well, post on Facebook. So hopefully someone will step up and want to write these stories. But I said to him, I was like, man, I said, look, I'm not a writer. I said, but if they want to give me like interview questions based on the topic or something, like I could figure it out. I could go out there into the community and figure it out. You know, Christy and I were already talking about revitalizing our social media platforms for the company because they're kind of dead in the water. Like, no one's touched these things in years. Our Facebook, our Facebook is posted on it quite often, but like our Instagram, our YouTube channel, you know, our Twitter, they don't ever get touched. And they're not even aesthetically pleasing, you know. And I was like, if you want the company to stay afloat, you got to get with the times. You've got to start engaging with people online, you know, so that they'll start clicking. We have to start connecting with a younger audience, because the only thing keeping our company alive right now is the older audience, you know, and they're dying every single day. They die off. And we've lost thousands of subscribers over the last couple of years because as the older generation, you know, passes away, the younger generation, they're not paying a subscription for the newspaper, you know. They don't see the value in it, so we have to help them see the value in it, you know, by practicing what we preach and essentially marketing ourselves, you know. I mean, ad revenue is the only thing paying all of us our paychecks, you know, it's ad revenue. And we don't even advertise. We advertise in our own products, but we don't advertise anywhere else, which I feel is just silly, you know, and almost like egotistical or big-headed. But that's just my opinion. So anyway, that was my day. I had to listen to all of them whine and gripe about not wanting to do any kind of work. And even every time I would throw any kind of positive spin on it, get shot down instantly. And I'm like, I can't work with people like this. You know, I can't work with a bunch of Debbie Downers. You guys got to like perk up. Let's go. Let's get this job done so we can move past it. And I was explaining to my husband what was going on. And he was like, Bubby, he said, they didn't want a solution. They just wanted to gripe at somebody. And they came and sought you out to gripe, you know? And I was like, well, they need to leave me alone, okay? I ain't the one. Not happening. I'm already in a mood. I've been in a mood for the last couple of days, and I ain't the one to listen to it. Jeez, ma'am. So, yeah. I came home, ate some pizza, decided to draw my stresses away and complain on my YouTube channel. Now I'm dragging you guys into it. Y'all get to listen to me complain. It's like a vicious cycle, toxic. But yeah, y'all just ignore me. Y'all ain't gotta listen to me, you know. Anyways, next drawing, I don't know what I'm gonna do yet. It'll just come to me when it comes to me, I suppose. I know, like I said yesterday, I've got my little list, you know, but I was talking to, you know, George and Dalton and stuff in the comments, and, you know, just like, you know, yeah, they're right. Like, I just got to find that inspiration, something to get me in the mood to draw outside of de-stressing, you know, so I can actually feel something while I'm doodling. Whatever it is, it'll come to me when it comes to me, you know, whether it's tomorrow or a week from tomorrow or whenever, you know. That's how art works. That's how all forms of art works. Anywhere from like traditional to media and music. Like, you just gotta feel it in the moment. So yeah. Anyway. All right, well, I love you guys. Thank you so much for listening to me ramble on and on and on. You guys have a great day. I hope y'all are having a better time at y'all's work than I am. It'll pass. It always does. It's just one of those things where it's like caught up in the moment of the essentially high school drama, middle school drama is what it feels like, you know. And then it passes and things kind of simmer down. And then something else will pop up and someone else will start griping. So there's that. I am so ready to be a stay-at-home mom. Y'all have no idea. Oh my gosh. Oh man. I told my husband, I said, with this raise that I got with the promotion, I said, we are about to start streamlining all of our debts. I mean, because a couple extra $100 every paycheck that's something fairly significant. So streamline the debt, payoff process, get it all done. Hopefully this student loan thing passes so that'll get wiped out, you know. That'll cover all of it. And before too long, your girl will get to just stay home, man. Quit this stupid job. Which, I mean, the job itself isn't stupid. It's just the people I work with, you know. So quit that, and then I get to focus on my house, keeping it up to par, to my standards, because these days I've just been so tired. You work full time, sometimes double shifts. You're just tired when you get home, and you do the bare minimum. But yeah, just focus on the house, on the kiddos, excuse me, on the artwork, you know, just taking care of your family, taking care of that mental health. And when things are going good at home, then, you know, your spouse isn't stressing so much. So that helps him out, you know, or my spouse in particular. And he won't be stressing as much, you know. So hopefully we'll get all that squared away and we can just lead these happy lives. I mean, we're already happy, you know. I mean, it's just one of those things. I ain't even trying to complain about it. It's just a goal. It's a goal I have and I've had for a really long time. So, and I'm sharing that with you guys today. That's my goal. Quit my job and be a stay-at-home mom. So anyways, I know like I've had this conversation with a couple of different people, you know, throughout the years, and everyone's got different opinions on it. Some people love the idea of being like a stay-at-home spouse. Other people are like, oh, no, I have to work. I am a busybody and I have to work. And then you've got others who are like, you know, I just want to work because I like to feel needed. It's not even really about the work. It's about like the connection with other humans, other grown-ups. And so everyone's got their reasons for, you know, if it's for them or not. And best bet is for me. Best, I'm the one. I am the one to stay home. I will do it. I volunteer myself as tribute. Let the housework just be. I can handle it, you know? Anyway, dream job. All right, for real though, I'm about to go for real. Okay, I love you guys. Bye-bye.